God desires our reliance on Him, not on a predetermined formula. Establishing a daily habit of seeking God's direction, asking for His guidance in every facet of life, be it health, finances, or making decisions, can lead you to a deeply satisfying journey. Think about your morning routine. Do you intend to wake up and spend time with God, only to find yourself hitting the snooze button over and over? This delay can cause a hurried morning, leaving you feeling frustrated and out of harmony, lamenting the missed opportunity for that valuable time with God. This regret can negatively affect your entire day. On the other hand, dedicating the first part of your day to God can create a positive start, and you might find this time so enriching that you will want to extend it. Each morning, it's essential to turn to God for your daily provisions, wisdom, and direction. We often depend too much on our own skills, intellect, and strength, which can be limiting. God sees the bigger picture, understanding who should be part of your life, identifying potential hazards, and guiding you towards your destiny. Are you allocating time to connect with God each day? It's easy to dash off to start your day, claiming there is no time for prayer or meditation, especially when your schedule is packed. However, remember that our primary role is to serve and represent God, impacting others through our actions and demeanor. If your mornings begin with negative thoughts about past errors, current challenges, or perceived deficiencies, these thoughts are likely to influence how you interact with others throughout the day. Instead, choose to commence your day with deliberate, positive contemplation. Resist the domination of negative thoughts. Opt to align your mindset with God's desire for you. Start every day by kneeling beside your bed, simply reaching out with, "Jesus, help me to act in ways that please you today." It's a reminder that you are serving God through your daily actions, and He is your provider. When you dedicate yourself to carrying out your daily responsibilities with a mindset that honors God, you can trust that He will look after your needs. We are all in service to God, and it's evident that challenges won't be surmounted by idleness. Embracing a life lived with purpose is crucial for our growth and should be a core tenet of how we live. Being intentional is critical for success, involving active participation in life and making conscious choices instead of merely letting life unfold. By actively doing what you can and implementing the teachings God has imparted to you, you pave the way for Him to intervene in areas beyond your control. It's about initiating action, planting seeds through your endeavors so that God can bring growth in places where it's needed and you are unable to effect change on your own. Facing tough challenges with a sense of calm, expressing thanks to God and relying on His supreme authority shows your trust in Him. As you seek God's guidance, it is important to examine your motives for pursuing a particular career path. Ask yourself whether your career choices align with God's value or whether they will allow you to use your own talents and gifts. to serve others. Seeking God's guidance for career choices involves asking for His wisdom and discernment in choosing the best path for your professional life. It means recognizing that God has a plan for your life and that this plan includes your career. You should also consider your skills, interests, and passions as well as your personal values and priorities. Reflect on how these factors can align with God's plan for your life and how they can enable you to use your career to make a positive impact on the world. God called Jonah, a prophet, to preach the people of Nineveh, a city known for its wickedness. However, Jonah did not want to obey God's command. He tried to flee from God by boarding a ship to Tarshish. While on the ship, a great storm arose and the sailors were afraid for their lives. They eventually realized that Jonah was the cause of the storm and they threw him overboard. Jonah was then swallowed by a large fish and spent 3 days and nights in its belly. During this time, Jonah realized his disobedience and repented, praying to God for forgiveness. God then had the fish spit Jonah out onto the shore. After this experience, Jonah obeyed God's command and preached to the people of Nineveh. To his surprise, the people repented of their wickedness and God showed them mercy. Through Jonah's story, we see that discerning God's will often requires obedience and repentance. Jonah initially tried to run away from God's call, but he eventually realized his mistake and repented. Only then was he able to discern God's will and fulfill his calling. As we face uncertainty, we can turn to God for comfort and guidance. We can pray for His wisdom and discernment, and we can trust that He will provide for our needs, even when we cannot see a way forward. To trust God in the midst of uncertainty, we must first cultivate a relationship with Him through prayer. Reading the Bible. This involves seeking to understand His character, values and desires, and seeking to align our own lives with His will. We can also find strength in God's promises, which reminds us of His faithfulness and love. For example, we can cling to the verses such as Romans chapter 8 verse 28, which tells us God works all things together for good for those who love Him and are called according to His purpose. As we trust in God in the midst of uncertainty, it's important to remember that His ways are higher than our ways.